Silas, we arrived. Merry Christmas. Our Christmas present to you is a jail cell and ultimately state prison. Just consider it the Christmas present that keeps on giving.
Well, howdy, y'all. Unky T here. This here's the follower-up to yesterday's video. If you didn't catch that one there, there's a little thing coming up right at the top of the screen right now. And that'll be a link to that video if you want to go check that one out. This is just more of the same from yesterday, but there is an important piece of information towards the end of this video, or at the end, I think y'all should probably pay heed to. So watch it all the way through. Make sure you all see that, because the lesson at the end is kind of about what society's happening right now. But anyways, I'll let you all just watch this, and then you decide at that point.
And then the next man that I want to talk to you about is the one that we did a press release on, and we called him the bad turkey at Thanksgiving. This is Sean Fitzgerald. He was a teacher at Lakeland High School. He was a varsity soccer coach at Lakeland High School. He was a youth director at the First Methodist Church in Bartow. Originally, we charged him with 408 counts of child porn. We told you that he was a deviant of monumental proportions. He liked to be around children. We still have found no evidence and had no one come forward to say that he acted out against their children, and hopefully that's a good sign that it didn't happen. If he did, we need to know. But I told you he was still under investigation. We have added another 389 charges of child porn on top of the original 408 charges. And guess what? We haven't gotten through all of his device yet. There still could be more charges. He's still under further investigation. He focused on child porn with children between 18 and 24 months. What was shocking about him, the detective said when you look at child pornographers, many of them will focus in a certain age bracket. And for all this porn that he had, they estimated that about 80% of it was very, very young children. He's currently got a bond of $3.9 million. He's married. He lived in Lakeland. Right now he lives in Frostproof in the county jail. But our last example today was an arrest we made last night. And it epitomizes exactly why we do this. Daniel Sweeney, he's 48. He is a registered sex offender. The Winter Haven Police Department arrested him for 10 counts of child porn in 2007. He got him an attorney, and it took to 2012 for him to be adjudicated. But he went to prison on a 5-year sentence. And he was released at just over 4 years because they get gain time for good conduct. But did I point out to you, we got some legislators that think that we don't give them enough gain time, okay? So pay attention to your legislators this session that wants to let these kind of guys out of prison even sooner. But he had what started out as 5 more years of probation, but he violated his probation. So he ended up having his probation extended by the courts. He ended up with 12 years of probation. And guess what happened yesterday? We received a tip that he was involved in video voyeurism. That's right. What we found is children he had access to in the neighborhood. He had videoed them nude. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? So we arrested him for violation of his probation. He's a registered sex offender that was living in that neighborhood. We still have him under investigation. We saw the nude pictures of the very young girl that he took photographs of, and he confessed. And he said, just go ahead and send me back to prison. I've relapsed. No, you haven't relapsed. You were lapsed the whole time. But this is what happens with these kinds of people. If they're not locked up, they're going to engage in child pornography or worse. Did you hear me say one research tells us that 80% of these folks have had inappropriate, illegal contact with children or would given the opportunity? Here's your sign. And this is why we do it. And we've got him locked up in jail. This is not only our Christmas present to him, but it's our Christmas present to the children in the neighborhood, because we got a deviant away from them. It makes me angry when you think about it, and I'm certain it makes you angry as well. So this time we get a high school coach, a youth minister, a youth football coach, a lifeguard, and military veterans, retired military veterans, all deviants. So at the end of the day, the investigation goes on, and here's our warning. We're not done yet. And to quote our predator, that Grady Judd's ruthless. Believe it. Believe my detectives are all ruthless. We're coming after you all. And if you didn't go to jail this time, you'll go to jail next time. We don't give up. Well, to say you're angry with these people is certainly an understatement. The reality is they're prowling around online. We have pushed and pushed and pushed with the federal government to change the rules. We are fought by the big internet providers. You see, there's algorithms that all of these internet providers can read. They could stop the transmission of child pornography in its tracks so people could not move child pornography. But they don't. And we're not catching all of them. And we're not identifying these babies. But the most horrific thing to me is when I talk to my detectives and our prosecutor, and he says, when you now with modern technology, you have sound. When you hear the baby screaming and you see the babies with their umbilical cords still attached, they're that young, being sexually battered by adults, your level of anger is just unexplainable. But our detectives are the ultimate professionals, and you can't lose your cool or they win. So we maintain our cool, and we make great cases. But understand, when we're talking about this, what a horrific crime this is. You've got a deviant in the house. You've got a deviant in the neighborhood. You've got a deviant at work that showed you a picture. Tell us. Or else you could wake up one day and it's your daughter you're taking a picture of. Or worse, sexually abusing.
Well, there you go, my friends. Now, you heard that part at the end there I was referring to about these social media companies. They're all bent on destroying the freedom of speech of all people who are against all this kind of evil, and they want to allow the evil to be out there for everybody to take part of. Now, that's a lot of things to wrap your head around, but the whole agenda here with the left and all these commies is to destroy the family unit, destroy Christianity, and destroy cohesion so that they can take over, and they've done a hell of a job doing that. YouTube is just as guilty as the rest of them. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And we'll see you soon. Bye for now.